Hi, I'm Rick Harsh, and you're there. I'm here. Uh, I tallied all the votes for all the covers of Corona Samizdat books. Now, before I tell you who won, or which book won, they are not animate, not all of them. But before I tell you that, I'd like to talk a little bit about our covers and how they became so important to us. The first two books were easy in that to give an old compatriot, Peter Damien Bellis, made the cover for this book, which is not in the, let's straighten this up here, in the voting. And how he came up with this cover, I don't know, but it's a powerful cover and has remained a cover from the letdown that he engendered at his press to the need for me to start my own press to Zero Gram Press buying this and putting it out with the same cover. That's a good cover. It made three different presses happy. And the other cover was the baseball books cover, and that one was never in doubt. Once I saw the photo that became the cover, I knew that that would be the cover of the book that I was writing at that time. And so we had good covers. But then when we decided to make mini books, which some would call pocket books, we found a good cover to please David Vardaman and by an Ukrainian artist named Edward Belsky. And when you actually go to the printer and pick up the books, that you already know what they look like, and then you actually see it, it's a very powerful moment, because almost every time you look at the book and you think, wow. I mean, I knew it was a good cover, but when you actually see the physical thing kind of shrunken into this extraordinary presence, it moves a man or a woman. I being a man. I'll show you some examples just of books that Corona Samizdat has put out. I think I've already discussed this as one of my very, very favorites. This is Love's Cross Currents by Swinburne. Another Swinburne that is not among my very favorites, but could have been, is Lesbia Brandon. And I think it's because I think that, you have that photo and it's gorgeous, but somehow it's just too shadowed, or whatever they would say in the photographic business. Another one is here, Skulls of Istria. That's the cover is from the actual fresco at a place called Hrastolia, about 20 minutes drive from here, from the late 15th century, in an old fortified church that's the Dance of Death, Danse Macabre. And it's terrific, and putting it on Skulls of Istria was a stroke of genius that was not mine. Here's another one I really like, Wandering Stone, and this is another 15th century map, or sort of topographical 3D map, written by a famous Slovene, or created by a famous Slovene. Another one, The Appearance of Death to a Hindu Woman. You can't go wrong with Kali on front. One that didn't get any votes, and that doesn't surprise me, is the cartoonish Raging Joy, Sublime Violations. And one reason it didn't make it is because that was actually an ape hand that she was holding when she ran off the frame. But also because Henry Kissinger eating a baby's head, which would have gotten my vote immediately, is on the back. So, you know, did I just say it didn't get a vote? One of those did get a vote. This is that original Vardaman I was talking about, an Angel of Sodom. You should see it in gold. Here it is in gold. Yeah, the magic of television brought to you on your telephone. It's a different feel because these golden covers are, well, they're made of gold and something else into a sort of gold leaf, but it's not really a gold leaf. When people say gold leaf, they mean something else. Here's another one I really like a lot, but I can see why it wouldn't be anyone's favorite, but I can't explain what that means, why I think that. And then we got two by Bill Clark. Now I'm showing you books that didn't win. This is the it's already a lovely cover, a Picasso, no? But the back, it's we've gotten rid of these, by the way. We put them inside now. They should not ruin a work of art. That's a gorgeous one. One that a lot of people have commented on is another Bill Clark. This has gotten a lot of positive, congratulatory, hey, that's a gorgeous cover, But all these books I just showed you, with one exception, and I shan't say which one, did not get a vote. What? Why not? I mean, did this get a vote? I love this. No, it did not. Did this get a vote? I think it was a great cover, and it's at the greatest time. It came to us, and we said, yeah. No votes. Orbo just got a vote today, the day after the voting closed, but Orbo got a vote. So, I don't know what it's doing in the early part of the video, which was supposed to be a surprise. Look at all these great covers. Chandler Broussard designed his own cover here, or he provided the photo. That's worth a vote. Here's that baseball picture I was talking about. It's just a natural. But no votes. And then this one, this should have gotten votes. Maybe not enough people have read The Seven Madmen and the Flamethrowers, and that will change because we're going to put them all together into one big book. But note the dog face in the gas mask. Maybe that's not clear enough. I don't know. But this didn't get any votes, and I think without the gas mask dog face, this guy looking over at him, fortuitous double arch, Buenos Aires Underground. I'd have voted for it if I hadn't voted for something else. Yes, I did vote because I wanted my favorite cover to be represented. So that's a bunch of books that mostly didn't get a vote. And yet, and this pleases me the most, I don't really care who wins and loses. But you know that it came down to these three. Anatomio del Abismo, which, is new and has the most striking figure. And, I can say, I can see why people would just say, yeah, I'll take that one. Well, then order it. Come on. But, I mean, why, but this, I think, is an extraordinary book cover. It's in the gold, the Rado letters. And so I can see why this one tied for the lead. And this one had a strange journey in our vote. It was probably the 13th or 14th to get a vote. And along the way, I was thinking, nobody chose Cactus. America and the Cult of the Cactus, Boots a Diagnostic by Philip Friedenberg, cover by primarily, if not entirely, Jeff Walton. The Mandelbrot fractal. If you don't know what that is, now you're looking at one, you know what it is. That the details on this are extraordinary, and it's a work of complexity and art, and I don't know. It's an amazing cover, but maybe you don't like the shape it presents, and so you want something like this, which many people would say that is the best cover you got, but many people didn't. So it's not one of the top three. This one is worth mentioning, Fatland. Maybe, if you go look at bestsellers of the sort of literary genre today, you're going to see a lot of pastels, and you're probably going to pass out. And, you can see what you're getting. In this one, if you'd have put this in orange, maybe, it would have gotten a lot of votes. But the vote it got twice and with enthusiasm. And the good thing about that, besides the fact that you got, ribbled Rubens all over it, is that the guy who chose it made clear that the book itself matches the cover in quality. Yeah. So now let me just say that we did get 25 different votes. So none of these books I've shown to you received a vote. And, so why not? Well, that's not all. There are some others that didn't receive a vote. I'm just showing you some greats. This received more than one. Zach Tanner's collage of Wake Up, We're Almost There. And pretty much almost everything I can reach. Oscar Submerges. There were 2 copies of Oscar Submerges. I've already created a mess here on my dresser where I keep one copy of each Corona Samizdat book, although it's getting to the point where there won't be room anymore. But anyway, that's not your concern. I don't even know why you're interested in that. I'm not, and it's my concern. So, anyway, the point I'm trying to make is that, as I clean up a little bit, create a little order, is that this is the winner. Because I'm a dictator. No, it's not the winner, but it's my favorite. It received one other vote aside from my own, and this is the Balkan Flip. Didn't win. Here's another one that got several votes. Jason Snyder's terrific cover for A Circumnavigation Through Maritime History. Jason Snyder also is responsible for one that I cannot believe didn't get a vote. It got a second place mention, but I love this cover. The Assassination of Olof Palme. I think it should have gotten a vote, but it didn't. So that's so now this one got a fun vote. Lee D. Thompson's A Pastoral, because the first vote for it got more than one, but the first vote for it, the voter stressed the nature of the sheep and the importance of the sheep in our universe, and basically voted for it because of the sheep. Interesting that it also benefits from the white space in a similar way to the bulk and flip. But of course, I like the bulk and flip better because I like playing with it. And if you turn this over, it's upside down. You turn this over, yeah, oh, well, okay. Now, you turn it over, it's not up. I mean, you can just keep doing this and it feels good. It's the right thickness. And this is just a little thin to be as much fun as this. Plus, this is mine, so I don't feel too weird about going like this. I don't want to, Lee D. Thompson probably did not decide to go with our press thinking that, the editor would be on TV going like this. Yeah, well, sorry, Lee, I don't do that to your book, but if I've given you the wrong impression, Pendulum Pet, the second in Bori proper, this got a vote. I'm not going to show you all the ones that got a vote, but I'll show you one that I posted about. This was also by Jeff Walton and Philip Friedenberg, and this is just classy. It's not going to be the favorite one because it doesn't have a monkey on it, because it doesn't have, activity. But if I said classiest cover, this might have won. It doesn't have a fractal, but it maybe lack of fractal was it. Let me just have a couple of honorable mentions here that this did get a vote or two. Unidentified Man at Left of Photo by Jeff Bursey. And this one I don't think got a vote, but got an honorable mention. Letters of Thanks from Hell by the same Ukrainian artist and David Vardaman's play about the witchery. And so I think that pretty much brings us down to, or up and over to the votes. It's time to let you know that it looked for the longest time like this was going to be the winner. New coming out, and people are going, Anatomio. I don't know. They were, many of them had names that suggested Latin American or Spanish citizenry or descent. And so I'm just hoping they didn't all get shot down in a massacre of Francoist style. But suddenly this one just stopped getting votes almost entirely. But one that was leading from the very beginning, the Ratto letters, when it came to the final three, the first few votes were for the Ratto letters. And I thought, good for Zach. Zach will feel good. Zach Tanner did this cover, so, you're going to feel really good about it. But then there is the eternal blessediferous nature of the Cult of the Cactus boots. And when it really came to, I gotta make some space for one goddamn book. Okay. Oh. Yeah, okay. We are past the point where all the books fit here. One of them being the winner of the best cover of Corona Samizdat, America and the Cult of the Cactus Boots. And, man, it was, I just stopped counting. Ratto shot up. But, for example, I showed the three books to both my wife and son, and neither one was inclined. They've seen all the covers laying around and whatever. Neither was inclined to spend a great deal of time on it. I'll do my imitation of my wife, looking at the three going. And my son more or less did the same thing. Very quickly, did look at all three, and just immediately right here. And I think that was the response of at least 2/3 of the voters, probably more, because this really, really wiped out the competition in a way that we hope Lula does in Brazil soon. Bolsonaro. God damn. I don't feel very hopeful. Even if Bolsonaro loses, I don't feel very hopeful. But don't let me get sidetracked. The winner of the best cover is America and the Cult of the Cactus Boots. And, although I sure would have loved that if everybody voted for the Balkan Flip, I'd have thought, this is a great universe. Well, if you don't think this is a great universe, and you're feeling a little low, give this cover a look, a good long look, and read this book. And then give that cover a second look and reread this book. You can do that, and you will find how much you missed the first time in a way that doesn't humiliate you. And you'll feel better if there's the capacity to feel better. I don't know. Sometimes I don't think I have that capacity, but when I read this, I did feel better in a way that did not yield to trimorphism or what? To any sense of lesser expectations or goals. It made me feel better while retaining my humanity and what's left of it, and my goals and my desires and my feelings. And I didn't feel like an idiot, like a happy idiot. You know what I'm talking about, those books that make you feel better, but deep down that you're just a fucking happy idiot. Well, not so with this one. You feel that there's genuine hope if there are more people like them who are like you, because you are included in this book all the way through. And you'll be glad that you are. I am included in this book, and I'm the only one who's not glad to be included. I would be if it weren't for the section where they're walking around in my brain and they find a replica Panama Canal. That I don't care about. I've never known what's up there, and most people who have met me have said the same thing. I don't know what's up there. There's something up there. I'm very rarely accused of being an empty-headed man. But more and more lately I have been. But generally, throughout my life, people have said, God, what the fuck is up there? I'm not going. I ain't going in there. Well, they went in there without fear. And some of the stuff they found, it's not all flattering. Let me just tell you, it's not all flattering. But you will not receive the same treatment. The book's written, it won't change. You'll change, and so when you read it again, you'll be different. And this could easily be a yearly read, I think, in the life of a human being. So, congratulations, Jeff Walton, Philip Friedenberg, and all ye who helped Heather, and I don't know who else is on that team, but congratulations. This is a great cover, and I guess I'm doing a big, fat, windy advertisement for coronasamas.press. And, the truth is we do care about the covers, and we also care about what the authors think of the covers. For instance, this cover, which did get some votes, has well, concentric circles have to have a center, and the author did not like this being off center in the first two printings, so it is now perfectly centered. And so if you want an uncentered, make that clear when you order it, and if you want it centered, just take it easy. It's okay. They'll be centered, and from now on. This is Rick Harsh. This has been Corona Samizdat Bookery, and thank you for listening, watching, voting, especially the voting, because I know people don't like to vote. That's a problem with democracy. One of the problems. The other problem is oligarchy and not manipury, but well, manipury also, but I think manipulary is one of the bigger problems. So, take care. I remain in Isla. Now I have to go to the computer and figure out if I can remain in business.